By now you have a pretty good idea of what OKRs are, but to become a real expert, it takes some practice, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn how to write an excellent OKR, but we're going to break it up into parts, and so in this section, we're going to focus in on the O, the objective. Keep in mind, this is going to be our first pass at it, so it might be rough, but we just want to get it on paper, and we're going to continually refine it. OKRs describe a future state of where we'd like to get to in a specific amount of time. The objective is the description of that goal, right? That endpoint we're trying to get to. And most organizations describe a high-level goal of what they're trying to accomplish within the year, but we try with OKRs to do an even shorter frequency. Where are we trying to get to in the next 90 days? Some organizations say the next 60 days, and others may say, what are we trying to get done this month? For us today, we're going to focus on just the 90-day period, since that's the most common use case that we see. Personally, before I write anything, I like to reflect on my organization's mission. Why are we here? Why has this team come together? What's that pie in the sky thing we're all going after? Our objective is that North Star, this articulation of the direction that we're trying to go. What's the most important thing we're trying to get done? What are we as an organization trying to change? What are we going to try to start doing, stop doing? What does success look like? All of the answers to these questions can start to articulate those lists of priorities and potential objectives that we can pick from. In my personal process, I write it down on a piece of paper or put it in a Google Doc. I iterate on it, but the most important step is then when I share it with someone else to get their feedback on it. At first, for me, it was actually really hard to share my drafts with other people, but as soon as I started doing it, you quickly realize that the feedback you get is so critical in refining and making this objective even better. OKRs are not meant to be a sum of everything. They're meant to focus your attention and your team's attention on what's important. So if your list is long, this is that moment to start to whittle down, to prioritize, and maybe to merge and combine. But the ultimate goal is to come up with the 2 or 3 objectives that matter the most, that answer those questions that we started out with. But remember, OKRs aren't forever, right? We hold on to these for 90 days, we get to the end of that period, and we ask ourselves those same questions again. What's the most important thing we need to do? What do we need to change? What do we want to see different? What you're doing is you're setting up a framework for enacting change within your organization. You get into this rhythm of always asking what's important, of resetting and relifting the bar every time you do this cycle. For some teams and companies that have this annual or biannual year planning process, the OKR goal setting system lets you adapt and change more frequently and in response to the things that are changing in the world. So as you're doing this exercise, take your time, because this is your chance to decide what matters most for you and your team. As you're narrowing down your objectives, you might be wondering, are these any good? And since you're doing this exercise right now with yourself, you can prod yourself with a few questions. Did the objective I write down just describe what we're already doing? If so, change it. Objectives are really meant to describe the things we want to see different in our organization and team. Could I have said this any simpler? Was there language I could use that could have been more clear? Use the rest of this lesson to help you improve on your first draft. And as we progress through the content, we're going to learn how to make our objectives even better and better.